What if the reason you feel completely abandoned right now is because God has hidden you on purpose? Not to hurt you, but to transform you where no one else can reach. You've prayed, fasted, repented, obeyed, and yet the silence remains deafening. The heavens feel locked, and your spirit whispers, "Where are you, Lord?" But what if the silence is the strategy? One of the most shocking truths about being faithful is that it often invites seasons of divine isolation, where God removes every crutch, every comfort, every human reassurance, so that your roots grow deeper into Him and not into applause or affirmation. Like David in Psalm 13 crying out, "How long, O Lord? Will you forget me forever?" Or even Jesus on the cross in Matthew 27:46 saying, "My God, why have you forsaken me?" There are moments when even the most anointed feel forsaken, not because God has left, but because He's working in the dark. He hides Himself not to abandon, but to strip away your dependence on how things feel. The danger is that you confuse divine silence with divine absence. But Isaiah 45:15 says, "Truly, you are a God who hides Himself." And sometimes He will not speak again until your identity is no longer tied to answered prayers, visible progress, or spiritual success. Another hidden reason you feel abandoned is because God is detoxing your faith from emotional addiction. He's severing your need for constant reassurance so you can walk by faith, not by sight. When the feelings fade and the fire dims, that's when true devotion is measured, not by excitement, but by endurance. Hebrews 10:36 reminds you that you need perseverance so that after you have done the will of God, you will receive what was promised. And sometimes, before the promise comes, the faithful must walk through a wilderness so dry it feels like God is punishing them, when in fact He's preparing them. Ask Job, who lost everything yet declared in Job 23:8-10, "I go forward, but He is not there, but He knows the way I take. When He has tested me, I will come forth as gold." You feel alone because God is burning away what can't follow you into your next season. Fear, people-pleasing, doubt, ego. And that furnace is not abandonment, it's refinement. Another painful truth is that God sometimes allows the feeling of abandonment to protect you from counterfeit comfort. If He answered too quickly or too loudly, you might settle for relief instead of revelation. That spiritual emptiness is a shield in disguise, guarding you from premature peace that would sabotage the maturity He's building in you. And finally, you feel abandoned because He's stretching your capacity to hear Him in ways you've never heard before. Elijah didn't hear God in the earthquake, fire, or wind, but in a still small voice, 1 Kings 19, and some of the loudest moves of God come wrapped in total quiet. So if you feel abandoned, misunderstood, or spiritually numb, take heart. It's not punishment, it's promotion in disguise. God doesn't ghost His children. He grows them, and when He hides, it's because He's healing something in you that crowds can't touch and applause can't fix. Don't mistake the silence for rejection. It's a hidden invitation to deeper revelation. And when the time is right, the God who felt gone will reintroduce Himself in a way that leaves no doubt. You were never abandoned, only being built.